Hey, she's live. Hello, hello, hello. I hope somebody's out there to listen to me tonight. I'm here to do the first scroll out of Mandino's book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. I only knew about this book after I finished my 100-day challenge with the God Memorandum. Reading that is one chapter to one of Mandino's books, The Greatest Miracle in the World. It is chapter 9 of 10. And the challenge was to read that every night before bed, 100 nights in a row. And I just recently completed that. And then I learned of a couple of other books by Mandino. Of course, they are fiction. So they're not real, but the God Memorandum is, I don't know, I think you just have to read it. Now, granted, when I first read this or was first challenged with this, I attempted several times and I failed every single time. And when I was introduced to the God Memorandum, that was all I was given. I didn't even realize that it was part of another book. I had no clue. So I never read the book. So it's kind of no wonder, a no brainer why I didn't complete the challenge. But I recently did. And I'm telling you, it has changed so many things for me. A way different level on so many different levels. The way I think, the way I see myself, the way I have more confidence and know that I can do anything that I choose my mind chooses to do. I absolutely can do that. And it's all right up here. So anyway, just finished that and then learned of these 10 scrolls in the previous book written by Mandino. And I thought, oh no, so I'm missing another big piece here. And that wasn't the case at all. I thought that the God Memorandum was written from those scrolls, but it was not. It's it's a lot like The Science of Getting Rich. Each of those chapters in that book, if you guys have followed my series doing that, or the masterminds that I did with my mentor, Robert Hollis, and many other amazing people, all of those playlists are on YouTube. And if you need one specifically, reach out to me. I can get that to you. But I am going to do the scrolls now because what it is I have to do one scroll at a time, and I have to read that scroll 3 times throughout the day. And this is all explained within the first scroll. So just listen up and you'll get the directions if you want to attempt this with me or by yourself, whatever. But I have to go through each scroll for 30 days before I can hop over to the second one. So the point of that is building habit. Repetition builds habit. The more habit we build, the more likely we are to complete it. It took me day 42 when I was doing the God Memorandum before I actually knew that, you know what, I can do this. I can do this. It wasn't that difficult. Had I read this book and knew the whole idea of it, where it came from, how it was written, and all of this, that makes a big difference knowing the details of the book. So I highly recommend reading The Greatest Miracle in the World. And I do have an audio of that on YouTube as well. But I'm going to get into the first scroll here, and this will be edited so that just the scroll is uploaded to YouTube. So I will have a playlist for this as well. So I'm just going to start. This is scroll 1, and I'm going to do this. I've already started this like a week ago, and I can already tell you this one is going to be way, way easier than the God memorandum, but I would highly recommend doing both. That's my intention. So I've got another 20 days yet, or 20 plus days with this, but I am not going to do scroll two until it is that day to do it. So you'll just have to wait for that to be uploaded or for me to say it or read it live. So, okay, scroll one. And this is from The Greatest Salesman in the World by Mandino. Today I begin a new life. Today I shed my old skin, which had too long suffered the bruises of failure and the wounds of mediocrity. Today I am born anew, and my birthplace is a vineyard where there is fruit for all. Today I will pluck grapes of wisdom from the tallest and the fullest vines in the vineyard, for these were planted by the wisest of my profession who have come before me generation upon generation. Today I will savor the taste of grapes from these vines, and verily I will swallow the seed of success buried in each, and new life will sprout within me. The career I have chosen is laden with opportunity, yet it is fraught with heartbreak and despair, and the bodies of those who have failed, where they piled one on top of another, would cast its shadow down upon all the pyramids of the earth. Yet I will not fail as the others, for in my hands I now hold the charts which will guide me through perilous waters to shores which only yesterday seemed but a dream. Failure no longer will be my payment for struggle, just as nature made no provision for my body to tolerate pain. Neither has it made any provision for my life to suffer failure. Failure, like pain, is alien to my life. In the past, I accepted it as I accepted pain. Now I reject it, and I am prepared for wisdom and principles which will guide me out of the shadows into the sunlight of wealth, position, and happiness, far beyond my most extravagant dreams, even the golden apple in the garden of disparities will seem no more than my just reward. Time teaches all things to he who lives forever, but I have not the luxury of eternity. Yet within my allotted time, I must practice the out of patience, for nature acts never in haste. To create the olive king of all trees, 100 years is required. An onion plant is old in 9 weeks. I have lived as an onion plant. It has not pleased me. Now I was to become the greatest of all of the trees, and in the truth, the greatest of salesmen. And how will this be accomplished? For I have neither the knowledge nor the experience to achieve greatness, and already I have stumbled in ignorance and fallen into pools of self pity. The answer is simple: I will commence my journey unencumbered with either the weight of unnecessary knowledge or the handicap of meaningless experience. Nature already has supplied me with the knowledge and the instinct far greater than any beast in the forest. And the value of experience is overrated, usually by all men who nod wisely and speak stupidly. In truth, experience teaches thoroughly, yet her course of instruction devours man's years. So the value of her lesson diminishes with the time necessary to acquire her special wisdom. The end finds it wasted on dead men. Furthermore, experience is comparable to fashion. An action that proves successful today will be unworkable and impractical tomorrow. Only principles endure, and these I now possess for the laws that will lead me to greatness and contained in the words of these scrolls. What they will teach me is more to prevent failure than to gain success. For what is success other than a state of mind? Which two among 1,000 wise men will define success in the same words? Yet failure is always described but one way. Failure is man's inability to reach his goals in life, whatever they may be. In truth, the only difference between those who have failed and those who have succeeded lies in the difference of their habits. Good habits are the key to all success. Bad habits are the unlocked door to failure. Thus, the first law I will obey, which preceded all others, is I will form good habits and become their slaves. As a child, I was a slave to my impulses. Now I am a slave to my habits, as all grown men are. I have surrendered my free will to the years of accumulated habits, and the past deeds of my life have already marked out a path which threatens to imprison my future. My actions are ruled by appetite, passion, prejudice, greed, love, fear, environment, habit. And the worst of these tyrants is habit. Therefore, if I must be a slave to habit, let it be the good habits. My bad habits must be destroyed and new pharaohs prepared for good seed. I will form good habits and become their slave. And how will I accomplish this difficult feat? Through these scrolls, it will be done. For each goal contains a principle which will which will drive a bad habit from my life and replace it with one which will bring me closer to success. For it is another of nature's laws that only a habit can subdue another habit. So, in order for these written words to perform their chosen task, I must discipline myself with my first of my new habits, which is as follows. I will read each scroll for 30 days in this prescribed manner before I proceed to the next scroll. First, I will read the words silently when I arise. Then I will read the words in silence after I have partaken in my midday meal. Last, I will read the words again just before I retire at day's end. And most important on this occasion, I will read the words out loud. On the next day, I will repeat this procedure and I will continue in that like manner for 30 days. Then I will turn to the next scroll and repeat this procedure for another 30 days. Thus, I've ended up with a 300-day challenge, which I absolutely know that I can do. And I don't usually do challenges, but this, doing the God memorandum, and now this has changed everything for me. So, I will continue in this manner until I have lived with each scroll for 30 days and my reading has become habit. And what will be accomplished with this habit? Herein lies the hidden secret of all man's accomplishments. As I repeat the words daily, it will soon become part of my active mind. But more importantly, they will also seep into my other mind, that mysterious source which never sleeps, which creates my dreams and often makes me act in ways I do not comprehend. As the words of these scrolls are consumed by my mysterious mind, I will begin to awake each morning with a vitality I've never known before. My vigor will increase. My enthusiasm will rise. My desire to meet the world will overcome every fear I once knew at sunrise. And I will be happier than I've ever believed it possible to be in this world of strife and sorrow. Eventually, I will find myself reacting to all situations which confront me as I was commanded in the scrolls to react. And soon these actions and reactions will become easy to perform. For any act we practice becomes easy through constant repetition. It becomes a pleasure to perform. It is man's nature to perform it often. It becomes a habit, and I become its slave. And since it is a good habit, this is my will. Today, I build a new life, and I make a solemn oath to myself that nothing will interfere with my new life's growth. I will lose not a day from these readings, for that day cannot be retrieved, nor can I substitute another for it. I must not, I will not break this habit of daily reading from these scrolls. And in truth, the few moments spent each day on this new habit, about a small price to pay for the happiness and success there will be mine. As I read and reread the words and the scrolls to follow, never will I allow the brevity of each scroll nor the simplicity of its words to cause me to treat the scroll's message lightly. Thousands of grapes are pressed in to fill one jar with wine, and the grape skin and pulp are tossed to the birds. So it is with these grapes of wisdom that the ages must has been filtered and tossed to the wind. Only the pure truth lies distilled in the words to come. I will drink as instructed and spill not a drop, and the seed of success I will swallow. Today, my old skin has become as dust. I will walk tall among men, and they will know me not for today. I am a new man with a new life. That is it. Okay, now the rest of the scrolls are not near as long as the first one. That one was quite lengthy. The rest are not like that. So the rest of the reads will be very easy. Not a problem. You will love them. Stay tuned and follow these scrolls. I'm excited. All right, I'm out of here. Bye, guys.